New homeowner problems. What I'm gonna do, it looks like I'm crying, where it's gonna... Hey guys, welcome back to the Heart of Home. I'm super grateful that you are here. We've got a lot to do today. As you can see, I am prepping some sourdough discard for dinner tonight. I'm just making literally like discard naan is what I call it, where I pour the discard right into a skillet with butter, and that's it. If you're new here, you might also be wondering, wow, her kitchen looks very interesting.
Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Anyways, if you are new here, we are in the middle of a complete home renovation. While we are closer to it being complete than we were a year ago when we purchased this house, it's still not done, and we are in the one room that is like completely not done. I mean, we've got subfloor, as you can see, nothing on the walls, but we're surviving at this point. We're making it work. So I'm gonna finish up this naan real quick, and then there's a few other things we're gonna do, including making some fire cider for the first time and planting next season's crop of garlic in a new place in our new house. So we'll see how that goes. My sourdough starter, if I'm not using it, like right now I'm just trying to get it really bubbly, and we don't have a schedule that is open to me making sourdough loaves right now, and so I'm just gonna feed it and keep it really bubbly. As you can tell, it bubbled over last night. I needed to feed it again so I can make a loaf probably tomorrow or Monday. Today is Saturday. Instead of just discarding the majority of my sourdough discard by throwing it in the trash, I try to use it, because even when it's not at its peak and most bubbly state, it is still very beneficial to your health and for your gut especially. So I actually just made some discard crackers. Let me grab them. So this was just some quick discard crackers. As you can see, they're nothing pretty, but they're good little snacks. They're easy to dip in anything. Our 3-year-old likes them, so if that says anything, it's 3-year-old approved, which means it's probably adult approved. So that's one way that I like to reuse my discard quickly. I will actually add a link to my website, and on my website there are a couple of different recipe cards. So you can keep access to that. All of that is free. Save the link, take a screenshot, save the document that I'll have typed up for that. All of the recipes will be linked in my website below. This stuff is supposed to be a game changer. Fire cider is something that you can take every day, just a little droplet of, a shot of if you'd prefer, to avoid getting sick, but I think that's a little over the top, and fire cider is fire cider. So I don't think it's gonna be the tastiest thing in the world. You can sweeten it with things like honey or stevia, but it is supposed to kick anything in the butt the moment you start feeling icky. So the moment your throat gets dry, the moment you start feeling a little nauseous, congested, have some headaches or some pressure in your head, they recommend taking fire cider until those symptoms are gone. Fire cider has usually 4 main ingredients, and that's onion, garlic, horseradish, and ginger? Question marks? I believe those 4. However, fire cider is just a combination of some really powerful vegetables that you put in combination with apple cider vinegar that has the mother in it. So you want the mother, right? That stuff you see on the bottom of apple cider vinegar. Make sure whatever vinegar you're buying, try to do it organic, non-GMO, and make sure the mother is in there, because it's going to be more effective. There's a variety of other spices, but these vegetables pack a punch, and that's what we want when you're feeling sick. So today I'm going to be doing some onions, some garlic. Yes, I bought the pre-peeled garlic because I just don't have time to peel a bunch of garlic, and that's okay. I've got some serrano peppers. I got jalapenos. Yes, serrano peppers. Jalapenos. I've got some ginger.
Jalapenos.
I've got oranges.
Oranges.
Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Okay. turmeric, cinnamon, and some black peppercorns, as well as some thyme. Now, if I had the chance this summer, I would have grown all of this myself. Some things I have grown myself, but we just didn't have a large enough garden. We're in the middle of renovating our entire home after purchasing it last fall. So this is your humble reminder that is saying it doesn't all need to be organic. It'd be better, yes, but it doesn't need to be. It will still be effective. Just get started. Start developing these skills and learning about these recipes now. And then in the future, you can take one step further, make one step better, and grow it yourself, or buy the organic stuff, which is usually a little pricier. But just start where you are. So let me just give you a kind of a brief overview of why I am doing these foods in my fire cider. First of all, any of the spicy peppers, anything that holds some fiery spice and kick in the butt, that's gonna help your blood flow. And when your blood is flowing, your body's gonna be able to function better. It's gonna be functioning as it should be. So serrano, jalapenos, that will play into that. We've got some thyme and some other spices, which are, there's antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory again. Same thing, we've got a lot of vitamins in our oranges. You can also do lemons as well. You do want to leave the skins on them because that is actually where a lot of the nutrients in a lemon and an orange is. Garlic as well, another antibacterial, antimicrobial thing. Onions are also going to help with any inflammation, take any little buggies floating around in your system out. There's a lot that goes into these foods, and they all have very similar traits. But just hear me when I say that all of these are really going to kick in the butt whatever is in your system when you're feeling icky. All right, let's get to chopping. Got quite a bit of room left in here actually, especially after I go pushing everything down. The idea is just to pack it full. And if you are wondering, well, what's your recipe, Courtney? What you just saw. I put 1 onion, I put 1 bag of these garlics, which is 6 ounces. I couldn't tell you how many heads of garlic that is. Hi, baby. I put 1 orange, I put 1 small ginger, a little package of thyme. You could add whatever other herbs you would like. I did 2 large jalapenos and 1 serrano pepper. So I've got black peppercorns, turmeric, and cinnamon here as well. So I think what I'm gonna do is add another onion and maybe another orange on top of that. We've got plenty of ingredients left over, which leaves me enough actually to do another jar. I don't think our family's gonna need another jar because there's only 3 of us. So before I add my apple cider vinegar, it looks like I'm crying, doesn't it? Gotta be careful not to rub my eyes. Fire cider is essentially a ferment, which is why it's also so very good for your gut. All of these ingredients are about to ferment at room temperature. You can put it in the fridge, which I might just because there's so much chaos in our house right now. But the idea is to seal it up, put a cloth on top. A lot of times you're gonna have fruit flies that are gravitating towards this. So if you want to put some plastic wrap on top and then like a cloth on top, you can do that too. You just really wanna make sure this jar is clean and sterilized and that everything in this jar is covered under the liquid. You can put it in your fridge. It will ferment much slower, which means it'll be ready probably closer to 2 to 3 months rather than the 6 weeks that it would take if you let it ferment at room temperature. This is totally unique to each person. Just feel it out. Either way, if you took some fire cider when you're feeling ill and it's a little too soon than what all of these websites recommend, it's probably still going to be effective. Don't let that overwhelm you. Just know that everything you're putting in here is super beneficial to your body and that you are making a difference for your family by doing this. so you'll see that my apple cider vinegar is right up to the oranges. Now there's a few bubbles and that's okay, but I am going to just push everything down the best that I can because I want those bubbles to come to the surface now and not later, just so I can be confident that all of my ingredients are covered by the apple cider vinegar. This video is sponsored by Caleb's new phone. Yeah, if you notice that the quality of this video is a lot better than my other videos, it's because we just got Caleb the iPhone 16. Poor boy still had like an iPhone 7, 6 or something. I don't know, one of the really old ones. Okay, so as you can see here, we're all the way up to the top. This one orange slice continues to float up to the top. Not a huge deal, but I do want that baby to be submerged, which means I'm gonna add one of my fermentation weights on top. Makes me feel a little better about it. And then after a few months, I'll give it a taste, and then I will strain all of this out into a regular jar that we can just keep in the back of the fridge. All right, the only other thing we're gonna do on this video is get some of this garlic planted. I think all of this except maybe 6 of these cloves are actually from my garlic harvest last year, which if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a little tag up in the corner now. Go check it out. That is a great example of polycultural planting and a great learning experience of how much sunlight garlic needs. But let's go get these planted, yeah?
Let's go. Hello, Daddy. Yeah.
Into an issue. Apparently, there's tarp on the ground underneath the soil here, which I did not know when I laid chips. New homeowner problems. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get my spade and cut holes in the tarp and then just plant directly into it. Hand trowel instead. All right. Our friends can see them. Oh, tarp here. All right, so a couple of things just to point out before we close out this video. But when you're planting garlic, it does take around 8 months for garlic to develop. It needs to go through the wintering or the freezing effect. So don't be surprised that I'm planting garlic in zone 5 in October. That means it's gonna be ready right around the end of May / maybe the beginning of June, right up around in there. Gosh, I love fall. Now you want to make sure that the soil is obviously well and it's not like super compacted. That soil I've had over there, I've tended to it, I've pulled weeds out of it so that it was nice and loose, other than the tarp issue that I ran into, which I don't know how I missed that when I was pulling weeds. It was far enough down below the surface. Again, you want loose soil so that a bulb can develop and not be constricted when it's trying to develop. You want to keep it pointy side up, flat side down, cover it up, give it a good watering for the first couple weeks or so, and then completely ignore it until next spring. And keep an eye on it. But that's really it, y'all. So we've gone over some sourdough discard recipes. We've gone over how to make some fire cider and why it's beneficial to you and your family. And now you know how to plant garlic. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I will catch y'all on the next video. Bye.